Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back. I am making a project today for an event I have coming up. It's going to be kind of a black tie dinner thing that you wear a really nice dress to. And since it's so warm out, I don't want to wear a coat, so I thought it's the perfect time to make a cape, because what else are you going to wear to an event like this? Slash, when else do you have the opportunity to wear a cape out in public without it being Halloween? So I'm going to refer to it as like an evening cloak when I'm there, so that everyone, maybe thinks it's a bit more legit, but I'm really excited for it. I've got some fabric that I picked up from the store, and then a couple like gem button thingies that I'm gonna use. I'll link everything you need down in the description below, along with my socials, and let's get into it. These are my fabrics. It's a cream jersey and a scalloped lace over the top of it. I think that'll be pretty together, and then all laid out. It kind of looks like a tablecloth, so we'll see. Okay, so this is my fabric laid out. It's just on the floor. I have my cream kind of jersey material going this way and my lace going this way, because I realized that the width of the jersey, which is actually going from the top this way, that's the width of the fabric, that's the length, is as long as I want it to be. And I'm not great with measuring, so I'm like, hey, straight edges where you can get them. And then the width of the lace is going to be the length of my jersey. And then that way, like, I've got squares that match. I don't have to, worry too much about making sure all my edges are straight and my measurements are straight and everything else. So those are going to be the two sides and the top, and then down here, just past where the cream ends, I'm probably going to come down to here and cut just along the scallopine, so that, I don't know if you can see that, the little, I don't know, threads, the ones that hang out, those are going to be the very bottom, and I want it to kind of hang off the cape a little bit. I'm going to be in heels, so I'm thinking hopefully that'll be just above the floor, or maybe like just touch it, but hopefully it won't. And if it is too long, I can always go up to here. I really want those strings and the scalloped edge to be the bottom, but I'd rather err on the side of slightly too long than too short right away, and then realize that I need more length and have no more fabric. So that is the next step, is cutting it, and I'm just going to be cutting it right along there and then cutting out the scallop. Alrighty, so I just cut that, and next we're going to do the scalloping. Alrighty, so I finished cutting it. You can see like there's a little bit left because in the scalloping it's really delicate and it goes up, and that was taking forever, so I just did doop doop. But I think people are going to be more focused on the fact that I'm wearing a cape than the tiny little hairs at the bottom not being perfectly separated. And if it does hit the ground eventually, they'll just kind of tear themselves apart anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. I want this thing to look fantastic, but at the same point in time, I'm kind of like, hey, close counts. So next, I'm thinking, basically I have to figure out if I'm going to sew the sides together like a big square, or if that's just gonna make, because if I don't line it up perfectly, the fabric's gonna pull weird. But maybe if I just attach it all at the top while everything is like really well aligned, then it'll fall well. So I don't know, I have to figure that out, but I think I'm just going to stitch the tops together and go from there. Okay, so I picked up my fabric off the floor, and now I'm just gonna try really hard to do this one stitch across the top and make everything line up. That's my one goal in life right now, so we will see. Just gonna go really slow and hope I don't stretch the fabric. That's the game plan. So I'm gonna skip right through this. Basically, it's 10.5 minutes of the needle going up and down, sewing these two tops together. So we're just gonna speed right through that. Okay, so I don't have a dress form. So basically my way of measuring to make sure it's gonna fit me is, you see this pin here? How I got that was I draped it around my shoulders, that being at the back of my neck, and pinned it where it met right in front of me. And what I'm gonna do is, so that'll be a shoulder, that's the front back shoulder. I'm just going to sew in about that much of fabric on each side and call that the top. So now I need to mark each shoulder the same place. Even not being a great seamstress that I am, even I know I have to do that. So if this is the front and this is the back, each shoulder will be roughly here. Maybe, there we go. Pin and pin. There we go. Now I won't end up with crooked shoulder pieces, hopefully. So we'll sew it to maybe, I don't know, maybe there. Yeah, seems like a good spot. We'll go to there. Then we'll make it even. Try to make it even. So I'm gonna line up my blue and white pin. Am I even on camera? I'm not, sorry. So those are the outsides, and this is where my second shoulder is gonna be. This right here. Okay. Looks good to me. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, this is what we are looking at so far. So you can see it actually kind of looks like a cape already. I know, I'm as shocked as you are. So these are my very square shoulders. This is where the neck goes and it opens up. Yeah, so far so good. Now is the tricky piece that I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but it's how the cape's gonna close. I'm not gonna do a drawstring thing. I wanna just do something a little bit more unique. So hopefully that works out and we'll get started on those pieces right now. Okay, so I laid out what's left of the fabric. It's almost a rectangle, and basically what I'm gonna do, because I really only have enough to have one shot at this, so I'm just gonna go for it. Cut diagonal corner to corner on both of them, just, that's what I'm gonna do. So these are the two little triangles. I've just sewn them around the edges so that they're nice and clean, and now I'm gonna attach them to the cape. And they are going to be the way that the cape closes. Right, so my cape is inside out again. And basically what I did was just close it. So here's the top, and then I'm laying my triangle out inside out. This is the shoulder, and I'm just gonna pin it, and then we're going to do that curved shoulder seam, and hopefully that works. Okay, so this is kind of how they connect. Because of the pattern, until I put it on, I'm not sure you'll really be able to see it, but basically these just cross and they're gonna tie around my back. But then I've got this little piece of fabric hanging out, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna wanna do is just bring it up. Like, I think that'd be cute just to attach it there. But right now I'm working on the shoulders. I've got these giant beads. I've got 2 of them. They attach kind of on the back, but I think they'll be really pretty on the shoulders. So I have my cape here. So this is the left shoulder right here. Basically, I just want to attach this up like that with one of these. Just like that. I think that'd be pretty. And since this is such a big, like this is a really big bead for, I mean, I don't even know if you can see the thread, how small it is. Like, look at that in comparison to this. This is heavy. So what I'm gonna do is kind of secure it in place with thread, which is going to keep the fabric where I want it to. And then I'm just gonna glue it down with E6000. So I wanna make sure it stays. So now comes the very exciting task of hand stitching this bead onto the cape. Basically, I'm securing the fabric first, then I'm gonna kind of do an over, under, and then go through the loops in the back of the bead as many times as I possibly can until I get incredibly bored of doing it. And you can see there, it's kind of fastened on a little bit, and I'm going to be taking my E6000 glue at this point and just putting it on the back to finish securing it, and then I'll go back in with more thread and secure the bottom of the bead down. Alright, you guys, I wanted to do a check-in before I left. You can kind of see the shoulder details here. I'm super excited with my cape. It turned out really well. I'm going to post lots of pictures, but it's actually kind of hard to film like a full body look on camera. I don't know how they do it and they make it look easy, but I can't figure it out. If I'm back far enough to get my whole body on camera, I'm about this big in the frame. So yeah, I will post pictures at the end of this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.